Welcome to Learning Calibration Masterclass, your definitive guidance to learning the art and the science of calibration and measurements science general. Whether you are a student volunteering into technical fields, or quality assurance professionals, or simply someone who interesting of knowing these amazing machines, how they measures, how this machines measure equipments. This is your guidance to transform your mind from just someone who know calibration as a word into someone who expert in the calibration. So we are about to calibrate your understanding. Grab your notepad and let's go. Before we dive into practicalities, let's unveil the big question about calibration. What is calibration and why it is matter? The calibration, it is core, it is comparing measurement device against a known accurate standard to ensure it is readings and precise measurement as possible. But why it is matter, or why it is matter? Imagine a world with the thermometer or thermocouple reading temperature with difference, or weights and balances disagree with a few grams. And you have a pharmacy industry. In the pharmacy industry, you have a manufacturer. You are using tools and machines to measure the weights of the pills that we are or you are marketing for it. And after you are marketing these things and publish it in the market, distributed in the market, what you will find, if your balance and the weights you are using to ensure your balance is reading okay, or it is past the calibration process. If this weights and this balance are not reading as accurate as it's possible, you will disrupt to me and my friends and my family and yourself a product that can help me and give it, and change me from death to life between this. So imagine if the words have no calibration process in it, how you be accurate, how you will be the responsible person to disrupt these builds. This is a small example of why calibration is matter. It is changing things between accurate and non-accurate, between pass or fail. For your information, calibration is not only technical, it is also a philosophy, a pure suite of truth in measurement. When you are calibrate, you are participating in a tradition that has enabled scientific revolutions and technologies leaps. To speak the language of calibration, you need to know some terms, standard terms. The point of comparison, traceably precise, usually traceable to international benchmarks called standard. The unbroken chain linking your instruments readings to recognized standard, ensuring a global trust called traceability. The closeness of an instrument's readings to the true value called accuracy, and the ability to replicate a measurement consistently called precision, and every measurement carries a margin of error called uncertainty, and understanding of the uncertainty is a fundamental thing. By mastering these terms, you lay a strong foundation for navigate the nonsense world of calibration. In this field of calibration, you have to know some types of calibration. For example, temperature calibration, pressure calibration, electrical calibration, dimensional calibration, mass and weight calibration. Okay, this is the basic. This is what you will start in it. Temperature calibration involves devices like thermocouples, resistance temperature detectors, and infrared thermometers. Precision here is non-negotiable. Okay, uh, for food industries, for pharmacies, for construction. Pressure calibration regulate the extent of gauges, transmitters, and barometers, a critical innovation on the meteorology. And meteorology, if you don't know of you or you just heard of this term, it is the science of measurements. Okay, this is what calibration all about, and this is what the calibration start from meteorology. Critical calibrations ensures voltmeters, ammeters, and signal generators are spot on, ensuring the ability of electrical diagnosis. Dimensional calibration concerns tools like micrometers, calibers, and coordinate measuring machines essential for manufacturing excellence. These tools, if you don't measure or you don't calibrate in the right way, you'll find your products not working fine or not as expected. Mass and weight calibration, and take a note on this. This balance and these skills is the unseen heroes of laboratories. These heroes that will give you all the tests you need for all the manufacturers, from water water industries and the food industries, until you find yourself in the oil crowd laboratories in the oil and gas industries. Over time, you will discover that each calibration type comes with its own best practice, standards, and challenges, yet all share the DNA of accuracy. For calibration mastery, uh, demands demands methods. This designates the essential calibration workflow. Preparation. Begin by identifying the instrument, its intended use, and the required standard. Cleanliness is non-negotiable. A speck of dust can disrupt precision at the micro level. Environmental control. Calibration thrives in stable conditions. Temperature, humidity, even vibration can sway results. Always document your environment. This is the first line of traceability. Selecting the right standard. Choose a reference instrument with a better accuracy than the device under test. Calibration standards should always be within their own calibration cycle. Measurement process. Clarify, operate the device recording outputs at various points across its range. Every data point is a piece of the accuracy puzzle. analysis and adjustments. Compare your finding to the standard. Adjust the device if necessary, but always document changes for future reference. Documentation. Capture every detail. Instrument ID, environment, method, standard used, results, uncertainty, date and technician's signature. Good documentation, it is the backbone of credible calibration. Labeling and certification. Mark your instrument, it is calibration status, due date. Issue a calibration certificate, often reviewed during audits and regularly inspections. Follow this sequence, and you are setting yourself up for not just compliance but excellence. An expert calibrator know their instruments inside and out. Here are some must-haves. Reference standards. These are your measurement gold standards. Precision weights, voltage sources, certified thermometers. For example, this is not only the things that we are taking, there is more. Calibration software. Modern systems leverage software for data logging, analysis, and certificate generation, minimizing the error. Okay, if you will have a calibration department, you need a calibration software. Environmental monitors, tracking the temperature and the humidity. It is just best practice. It is fundamental. Okay, it's not just best practice. You need to track these. Cleaning supplies. Never underestimate the power of lint-free cloths or fantastic brush for preserving equipment integrity. Remember, your equipment is only as trustworthy as it is maintenance. You regularly calibrate and care for your own reference standards, close and loop of reliability. To understand more what I need to transform to your mind, that not only the equipment that you calibrate you need to care of, or the environmental conditions, but your own equipment, your own instruments that you use to measure, you need to care about. A true calibration expert embraces uncertainty, not as a flaw, but as a fascinating frontier. No measurement is absolute. Uncertainty quantifies the boundaries within which are your results lies. Consider source of errors, instrument drift, environmental fluctuations, human interruptions, or even the quality of the reference standard. Calculating uncertainty means identifying and mathematically combining these sources, often using statistical methods, and this called uncertainty type A. An expert calibration report always lists uncertainty values. Why? Because this transparency is what builds trust between laboratories and customers, and regulatory bodies between companies. So right now we get to the final question. Are you ready to progress from a beginner to an outstanding calibration expert? Subscribe to the calibration survey channel and wait for every week for a new video to come out, and I will transform your mind from just someone who know calibration as a word to someone who are expert in calibration. See you.